Welcome guys to Say Young Busy Made It Easy, the only channel in Ghana exam fears. The only channel in Ghana exam fears. Now today we are going to continue with our change of subject, and today we are going to look at relations involving square root and square. Now what you have to understand is this is nothing difficult, especially when the latter you are making the subject is having a square root. If it is having a square root, let's say you solve a question, then you've gotten to a point where you have maybe you are making A the subject and you see that A is equal to M plus N. Now, if you want to make A the subject here, although A is standing alone, but it's having a square. So what you have to do is you have to square both sides, square root both sides, so that this square will cancel the square root. Then you have our A is equal to M plus N. That's what you have to know. In the same way, if it is having square root, then when you are making the subject is in square root, square both sides to take out the square root. So simply this is how such relations are being solved. So as the question is posted on the screen, we have P is equal to M over R squared plus K. We are making, now in this relation, as I said, we have P is equal to M over R squared plus K. We are making R the subject. Now this relation involving fraction, but R has a square. So you see how we are going to make it easy and simple. The LCM is going to be R squared. We are going to multiply through by. Alright, so in this one, you multiply through. We have three different elements here. Why am I saying that? The P is standing alone, equal sign is there. Now M over R squared is also here. Because of this addition sign, it has separated these two. So you multiply all the three by the LCM. So we have R squared times P is equal to R squared times M over R squared plus R squared times K. Now in having this, we have R squared P is equal to, now this would cancel this. Now we have M plus R squared K. Now we are making R the subject. So what do we see? We have R squared here, then R squared there. You have to group them, then factorize them out. So we have R squared P minus R squared K, all is equal to M. Now we did this negative because it is positive here, so coming here will be negative. Now this one, we have to factorize the R squared out. So R squared will come out. Now we have P minus K is equal to M. Now R squared P minus K is equal to M. Now we have to divide both sides by P minus K. So here P minus K, P minus K. So we cancel out P minus K here, P minus K. Now we have our R squared is equal to M over P minus K. Now this expression is incomplete because we have to make R the subject. They didn't tell us to make R squared the subject. So what we have to do is make sure we eliminate the square. And what do we use to eliminate square? We use the what? The square root. So we square root both sides. So this square will cancel this square root. Now we have the square root of M over P minus K. So this is how we make R the subject in this expression as well. Now let's take another question involving square root or square. So this question, we have to make T the subject in relation V is equal to S plus MT squared. So we are making T the subject. And you can see the T has a square. Now, the first thing we have to do is to move the S to our left side to have our MT squared. This is the first step we do. Now, we have V minus S equal to MT squared. So what we have to do is divide both sides by M. Here by M. So we have V minus S over M is equal to, now this cancels this. Now we have our T squared, which is also the same as T squared is equal to V minus S all over M. Now this is T squared, it is not T. So here too you have to eliminate the square. And as I said earlier, what do we use to eliminate a square? You square root both sides. So the square root here, then you square root here as well. So this square will cancel this square root. Now t is equal to the square root of v minus s all over n. So this is how we make t the sharp depth in this situation too. Interesting. Let's take another question. Now in this question 3, we have to make r the sharp depth. We are making r the sharp depth. Now we can clearly see that t is equal to square root of p minus r over p plus r. The one we are making the sharp depth is in square root. It's like it's in a case or it's in something. So we have to break out the square root before we can get access to the r. So in taking out the square root, we have to square both sides. You have to square both sides. So you square the t, then you square this side. So we have our t squared is equal to, now this square will cancel this square root out. Now we have p minus r all over p plus r. Now we have gotten access to this expression. Now because we are making r the sharp depth, now what we see here, we can cross multiply or divide, multiply both sides by the LCM, which is p plus r. And I believe cross multiplying will be easier. Now we have 1 times p minus r is equal to t squared times p plus r. Now this one will give you the same expression. It still give you 1 p minus r. This one will give us t squared p plus t squared r. Now the r we are making the subject is appearing on both sides. So we have to group them. And it will be best we send this positive negative here to make it positive. So in this one, the best thing is we are going to group this one minus t square p is equal to t square r. Then bring this one here plus r. So p minus t square p is equal to, we factorize the r out here. So we have our t plus 1 because this will cancel this 1. Now we have p minus t square p is equal to, now r into bracket t squared plus 1 square p over t squared plus 1 as our final answer. So r is equal to p minus t squared p over t squared plus 1. Let's take another question under this relation. So this one we have to make v the subject in this question. So simply we have to cross multiply. So 1 times v squared is equal to p times r. So now we have our v squared is equal to p r. So we are making v the subject. So what we have to do is, now the v squared is having a square. So we have to eliminate the square by square rooting both sides. So this cancels it. Now we have v is equal to the square root of p r, which means they are multiplying. So our final answer is p r. V is equal to square root of p r. So this will be our answer. Now let's look at the next question. The next question. So here we have to find the value of v when p is 20 and r is 5. So v is equal to the square root of 20 times 5. Now we have v is equal to, now 20 times 5 will give us 100. And 100 is a perfect square. So square root of 100 will give us, so 10. So therefore v is equal to 10. So this brings us to the end of this section. This brings us to the end of this section. It has been simplified on Sir Busy Made It Easy channel. Recommend to all students, irrespective of your level, that this is the only channel that is fierce. So watch out for the next topic.